15-game win streak. That's the longest active streak in the country after Oral Roberts lost to Duke yesterday.
Two very good offensive teams. One that wants to play fast in Marquette and one that wants to play in the 300s for tempo in Vermont.
Marquette won the Big East tournament title Saturday against Xavier. 28-6 this year for the Golden Eagles. Kolek cuts, and with the left hand, no, and taken away by Finn Sullivan.
You know, one thing we always talk about Marquette's offense, but in the Big East tournament, they held their opponents to 36% shooting and 29 from three.
And Dylan Penn puts the Catamounts on the board.
And you got a good look there at what Dylan Penn tries to do. He doesn't make a lot of threes, but he can drive it and make those little floaters.
Oso Ighodaro turnaround is pure. What a player, the junior out of Chandler, Arizona.
You know, besides being a good offensive player, he's second on the team in assists, and he has a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, a 6'9" guy. You do not see that very often.
Arguably the best passing big guy in the country, Oso Ighodaro.
That's one of the reasons why they're so good. Their assist-to-turnover ratio as a team between Kolek and him is ridiculous.
6 on the shot clock. Here goes Penn again, rejected by Oso.
You're going to see Penn go to the basket there. He's a lefty. And great defense by Ighodaro.
And only 3 seconds on the shot clock for the Catamounts. Off a screen, it's Sullivan from the baseline, has to put it up. And the rebound grab by Stevie Mitchell.
And one thing that Vermont doesn't do, they do not offensive rebound well at all.
5th worst in the country on the offensive glass.
Another switch, Dylan Penn on Ighodaro. They just throw it back to him just like that.
They do. Draws the double, out to Kolek for 3. The Big East Player of the Year gets it going from the outside.
To me, that's been one of the biggest keys in his game. Because now he's a 39% three-point shooter. Now they can't give him room, and he loves to go by you. Perfect for him.
He's also named a 3rd-team All-American last week.
One thing about Vermont, they'll spread you out and shoot threes.
Let's take a look at the advanced stats presented by Invesco QQQ.
That first number, 5.4 turnover margin, you'll never see a team that's a bad team have a margin like that. You have a margin like that, you are a great team every single time.
Kam Jones called for the foul. Our officials are Don Daly, Greg Evans, and Jamel Spearman. There's John Becker in his 12th season at Vermont. 6-time America East Coach of the Year, and he said this was his most unlikely tournament appearance. This is a team that began the year 2-7 in the non-conference. He thought this might be a transition year, and yet here they are in the NCAA tournament as the 3 won't go for Cam Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, considering what he lost from last year, he would have thought that, but Veretto made a huge difference.
Olivier Maxim's Prosper no good.
And like most good programs, guys stepped up. Finn Sullivan is better. Robin Duncan is better.
Catamounts won the America East Championship on Saturday against UMass Lowell, and Kolek goes out of the game.
Something happened after he made that 3, or maybe at some point, because he was holding his wrist, I think.
Appears to be in some pain at the end of the bench, and now getting some attention from the training staff at Marquette. We'll keep an eye on that.
That is the one guy they cannot do without.
Here's Veretto. Jamie talked about him before the game, and he knocks in a 3.
He had 15 points in the America East Championship game, and he had 2 threes in the middle of the second half that broke the game open.
David Joplin replaced Kolek, and he misses on the lay-in. Up ahead is Gibson. Gibson will take a 2, way off.
Kolek's going to the locker room.
Out of bounds to Marquette. Jamie Erdahl following that with Tyler Kolek exiting the Marquette bench. Get you an update as soon as we have one. Prosper inside, off the feed from Joplin. Marquette, the Big East regular season and tournament champions. Only the 10th Big East team to win both in the same season.
Marquette, one of those teams that's great in transition and really good at executing in the half court, as you just saw there with Prosper's cut for a layup.
Sullivan. That's a deep three, short, out of bounds. All right, let's take a look and see if we can tell what happened to Kolek. And right there is when he grabbed his hand, and now heading to the Marquette locker room. Second in the country, averaging 7.7 assists per game.
I'll tell you, they've had Penn on Iguodaro.
And it's Penn grabbing the rebound there. Jamie has a quick injury update.
It looked like it was his right thumb for Kolek, and it was not that it was severe. It was because they didn't have the right equipment to tape up that hand, Andrew.
All right, Jamie, thank you. Timeout on the floor. Marquette on the bench, and certainly a good sign. Showing his teammates what happened. Now you see the tape job for Tyler Kolek. See how long Shaka Smart keeps him there, and we know our answer. He's immediately off the bench. We'll check in next whistle. Chase Ross, the freshman, has entered for Shaka Smart. He's got the ball here. Wild off balance shot is good. How about the freshman Ross?
He's played very well late in the year, getting better and better, which is what you expect him. He plays 16 minutes a game, so he's a guy that they rely on.
Dallas native with the bucket for Marquette. Catamounts working around. Sullivan, three, is off the front of the rim and tipped right to Jones. Up ahead, Joplin, and Joplin connects.
Joplin, sixth man of the year in the Big East Conference. Unbelievable instant offense coming off the bench.
John Becker told us that one of his concerns was the way Marquette jumps on people early. And he said we have to weather the storm early. Wouldn't be surprised if he uses a timeout early to that point.
You know, when you get 40% of your points from the three-point line, you got to do that.
Gibson with the triple.
And that's what Shaka was most concerned about. I said, what do you have to do against Vermont? So the first thing we have to do is we have to guard the three-point line.
Couple of early threes for the Catamounts. Prosper with defense inside by Sullivan. Joplin spinning. Out to Prosper with 5 to shoot. And a foul is called. That's going to go against Vermont and Finn Sullivan. And here comes Kolek back in the game. You can get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. A sigh of relief from Marquette fans as Tyler Kolek is back on the floor.
And you know, one of the reasons, Andrew, that this Marquette team got better and better was because their bench got better and better. They didn't start the year this deep. They've gotten deeper as the year has gone on.
Kolek rejected from behind by Veretto and out of bounds to Vermont.
Tyler Kolek gets the baseline. I like what Dylan Penn did there. He faked at him. Instead of just coming over to help, he faked at him to make him pull up like that. That was really smart play by Dylan Penn.
Aaron Deloney has entered for Vermont. He is the 6th man in the America East Conference for the 2nd consecutive year.
And he's their best three-point shooter. See how they spread the floor? There's no one in the middle of the floor. The only guy who'll score in the post, really, is Dylan Penn.
He's got it here, and good defense by Marquette. 5-on-4 the other way with Penn trailing. Kolek for 3. Oh, and the hand is okay.
He must have shot 1,000 shots a day in the offseason last year because he was not a good three-point shooter last year.
28% a year ago, 39% this season. Veretto looking for the answer. And Kolek with the rebound. Kolek, great feed. Iguodaro the flush. Incredible vision by Tyler Kolek, and it's an 8-point Marquette advantage.
They do it to you in the half court, they do it to you in transition.
Here's Deloney on the drive, right through the defense.
And you know, that's one of the things about Vermont, as you see, they spread you out. There's nobody in the middle, so if you do get a chance to drive, not going to be anybody there really helping.
Kolek turns it over. Here comes Sullivan the other way. Hands off to Duncan for the lay-in. Ninth straight year, a Duncan brother has played for Vermont. Before Robin, it was Ernie and Everett, and John Becker said he's hoping the family has more kids in the future. 11.5 to go in the first.
He had 3 of them playing an NCAA game. Never happened before.
All at the same time, incredible. Kolek, yes.
And that's what he does. He's just so crafty in the lane.
He is 8 of Marquette's 18 points.
Take a look at the middle of the floor. There's nobody around. Not the easiest team to help off because you're worried about the three-point shooting.
Penn, corner 3. It's good. Dylan Penn, just his 19th 3 of the year.
That's a real bonus.
Kolek driving, locates Iguodaro, and before the pass, a push against Vermont, and it takes us to a timeout.
Nice to have a guy like this, Tyler Kolek, hitting threes, dropping dimes, making layups, does it all to their. It's big for Shaka to have deflections. He wants 32 deflections a game. He feels like that's what you need to have to be successful. So they are passing the ball too cleanly for Shaka. He wants to see more deflections in this game.
They average 34 deflections per game, so they are surpassing Shaka's expectations this year. 6 on the shot clock. Marquette has made 5 of its last 6 shots. Joplin trying to keep that streak going. He cannot. Offensive rebound by Prosper. And he'll bring it back out.
And Vermont is not a bad defensive rebounding team, but they have to do a better job of keeping this team off the glass.
Joplin triple, yes. Dangerous three-point shooter at 39%.
Really great to have a 6'6" guy who's versatile, can play the 4, can play the 3, who can knock out threes like that.
The Big East 6th man of the year. Each team with 3 made threes so far in the first half. Deloney, he's got some range, but that one is short, and the rebound to Kam Jones. He was happy to get this assignment. Gahanna, Ohio native, just 15 minutes away from here in Columbus.
So strong.
Joplin, great move, and the finish.
And you see Marquette, they have really good spacing too, so they're able to make those plays, whether it's Kolek posting up, or in that case, Joplin scoring in the lane.
Marquette is shooting 62% in the first half.
This is a top 3 offensive team in the country.
Deloney left alone. Can't do that with Aaron Deloney, 40% from deep.
He's their best 3-point shooter.
Penn goes to the ground, gets up. And now Prosper on the attack, right at Hurley, and it's TJ Hurley committing the Vermont foul. You can watch live men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device. It's NCAA March Madness Live. Scan the QR code now to download. Substitutions for both teams. There's Ben Gold coming in, the New Zealand native for Marquette. Jones for 3. Prosper, another offensive rebound, and he's fouled. And that's going to go on Robin Duncan.
Yeah, the glass for Vermont is a definite problem. They only average 31 rebounds a game.
And John Becker's going to have to go back to his bench. Well, he's taking Penn out, But it was Duncan who just committed his second foul, and John Becker's going to leave him out there with 2. Jones, another 3. Fouled on the shot. TJ Hurley commits the foul. So 3 free throws coming for Kam Jones.
I mean, obviously he knows he's guarding a guy that's a dangerous three-point shooter. Just puts that left arm on his back.
Jones, the sophomore from Memphis, a team we'll see later tonight here in Columbus when they take on Florida Atlantic. Best Coke ever. Well, there's only one way to find out. Take a taste. Marquette has lost 4 consecutive NCAA tournament games. They haven't won a game in the Big Dance since 2013. But a 2 seed this year, and that is the highest seed they've had in program history. Rebound by Iliri Iofalia. 24-18 with 8.5 to go in the first. The winner will take on Michigan State on Sunday. Gibson in trouble, trying to get rid of it, and he's able to locate Duncan, playing with 2 fouls.
Yeah, they came after him hard on that pick and roll with a trap.
Shot clock down to 3. Step back by Kam Gibson. And here comes Kolek.
Kam Jones has been very quiet.
Down low, it's Gold. No good off the glass. Vermont, they will maintain possession when we come back. Marquette, the 2 seed, up by 6.
One thing, they have been contesting shots hard, no doubt about it, but they're 4 for 9 from the three-point line. The big thing for Marquette is they've got to make sure that they force some turnovers, and Vermont only averages 9 a game, 5th in the nation. Marquette forces 16. Right now, only 1 turnover for Vermont.
And for the Catamounts, they cleared up some fouls during that break. Duncan has 2 fouls, and Sullivan has 2 fouls, and Sullivan is out there right now with 2. Spinning inside and missing is Iofalia, and the rebound to Marquette. 7.5 to go in the first. And Kolek is fouled by Iofalia. Six fouls against Vermont in the first half to just 1 for Marquette. And Tyler's parents in the house, Kevin and Lynn Kolek, as we send it over to Jamie.
Well, you saw Lynn Kolek right there. Kevin is in the wind. Mom is helping me try to identify where he is. He moves seats. They can't sit next to each other. She says he's a very physical person to sit next to as the game is unfolding. So you're seeing Mom there, but Dad doesn't want to be found just yet.
Well, Dad,
we'll find him.
Excellent player at UMass Dartmouth. He was the Little East Player of the Year, and now his son is the Big East Player of the Year.
That reminds me of, like, when I worked for Rowley. On the bench, he would hit you. If something happened in the game, I'd finish the game, be black and blue because he'd hit you during the game.
And Rowley, a Vermont grad.
That's exactly right. They can spread the floor on you, though, this team.
Deloney, 5 to shoot. Back out to Sullivan. Vermont can't get an open look. Deloney with the long 3, and the rebound is grabbed by Ross.
Yeah, with Iguodaro on him, that's not easy.
Kolek baseline. Vermont packing it in down low. Tough pass there. Kolek turns it over. Vermont with numbers, but Penn could not handle it. And now Kolek steps into a 3.
Wow, I'm surprised he shot that.
But Mitchell is there with nobody around him.
And he said, my bad. He knew there was somebody open there on the wing. And Kolek, I was surprised he shot that 3. It wasn't a good shot.
Penn the other way. His quick shot rattles in. 7 points for Dylan Penn. Iguodaro turnaround, that is pretty. How do you stop that?
It's hard. I mean, especially when you got a 6'7" guy guarding you and you're 6'9". Not easy. But once he gets to that spot in the middle of the lane with the dribble, you're in trouble.
18 points in the paint for Marquette.
They all can put it on the ground. That's why they're such a skilled team. The big guys can step outside and do a lot of different things.
Once again, the shot clock winding down. Veretto draws the double, throws it away, and a shot clock violation. Good defense by Marquette.
Starting to pick up the pressure a little bit.
Shaka Smart told us yesterday we did a great job defensively against Xavier in the Big East tournament, held them to just 51 points in that game, and he feels that over the last couple of weeks, Marquette's defense has improved.
Yeah, but we've talked about their offense so much. They're in the top 10 in offensive efficiency, according to Ken Pom, and now their defense is starting to pick up, which they're going to need in the NCAA tournament.
Kolek takes a bump, can't finish inside, and here comes Sullivan the other way. Bounces it up to Veretto, poked away by Prosper, out of bounds to Marquette. Don't miss original series Tulsa King, The Game, Star Trek Picard, and a mountain of entertainment on Paramount Plus. Three from the corner is good for Prosper.
I mean, this is their four-man, so they got a guy like Iguodaro at the 5 who can put it on the floor. Got a guy like Prosper who can make threes. They are so versatile, they're hard to guard.
Largest lead of the day for the Golden Eagles. And a foul committed by Ross. Prosper entered the day 4 for his last 17 from deep, but he knocks this one out.
Yeah, you see Omax Prosper there. They just don't get to him fast enough.
Vermont with 3 turnovers on its last 4 trips and a foul inside. Stevie Mitchell called for that foul. An 8-2 run for Marquette.
Great cut.
And Sullivan off the feed from Duncan. Well executed by the Catamounts. Prosper spinning inside. Veretto on him. And Prosper draws the foul. Veretto does not agree.
Watch this out-of-bounds play by Vermont. Watch Finn Sullivan right here. He fakes a screen, and when he fakes the screen, he's going to slip to the basket right there. Easy cut, easy play.
17 fouls against Vermont. This one sends Prosper to the line. Watch CBS Sports HQ for free. 24/7 coverage of the big dance and all the biggest moments in sports. Catch tournament highlights, picks, previews, recaps, and much more. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. One more for Prosper, the Montreal native. Not too far from Burlington. And Prosper will stay in there. It's Chase Ross that comes out.
Little Marquette pressure here now. Prosper's such a great guy to have at the top of that press because he's so long.
Veretto catch and shoot 3. It's good. Matt Veretto. Jamie told you his story. That's his second triple of the day. 3:45 to go in the first half. Joplin trying to answer, and he does.
This guy's been on fire like all year.
Already in double figures with 10 points off the bench. Kolek on Duncan. Hurley inside, nowhere to go. Out to Veretto, wants 3 more. Why not? Veretto is starting to heat up from the outside.
The guy was working on his J when he was playing intramurals.
Had a job all lined up on Wall Street. Thought he was done with basketball. Just got one last itch. And what a story he's been. As John Becker said, he's been the difference in our team. Kolek the other way, too strong. And Hurley has it. Pushes up ahead to Penn. Inside 3 minutes to go in the first. Duncan wisely pulls it out.
John Becker also said he's going to run a hedge fund someday.
Oh, good defense by Mitchell to poke it away.
Stevie Mitchell is a really good defender.
And then knocked out of bounds. It was last touched by Vermont. But the Catamounts with a little bit of a spark thanks to Matt Veretto. And it's an 8-point game on CBS.
Well, you take a look at this Marquette defense. They're on a streak. The first thing you got to look at is everybody's head. Stop it right there. Everybody's seeing the ball and seeing their man. They're in position now to be able to help out. And watch this aggressive switch there. And now Stevie Mitchell stays on his man. A great closeout. Just really good defense.
2.5 to go in the first. Kolek bounces it to Mitchell on the baseline. Well defended. And Mitchell can't get it to go. Sullivan the rebound. And Kolek commits the foul. And that's his first. And guess who is courtside to watch this one? Tom Izzo, as his team beat USC earlier today at Columbus, and he'll take on the winner of this one coming up on Sunday.
Well, this is the only kind of situation where you're allowed to live scout anymore, so sure, why not do it?
How much of a difference does it make seeing a team in person?
Huge. You get this, it's different. You see a different level of athleticism. Plus, you get some of the calls of the plays that they're calling. It's way different than trying to scout off a tape.
Penn's turnaround won't go.
I can't tell you, like I watched that Michigan State many times on TV this year, but seeing them live, you saw a different physicality that you don't get on tape.
Kolek on the attack. And he struggled in this first half, and then he commits the foul, which is his second.
That's a bad foul. A little frustration there.
Kolek is 3 for 9, coming up AT&T at the half. Scores and highlights in the latest tournament news coming up on AT&T at the half.
I thought he should have shot that right away. Instead, he went looking for the contact, and that's when he missed the shot.
So Kolek sits with 2 fouls, and he's 3 of 9 from the floor with 1:26 to go, and Shaka Smart's team up by 8. There's a look at the foul trouble. Sullivan and Duncan with 2, Jones and Kolek with 2 apiece.
Hey, Vermont's got 11 field goals. They've got 6 from the three-point line. That's who they are, and that's why they're hanging in here right now.
Penn, and he cuts the deficit down to 6. And John Becker of Vermont calls a timeout with 1:07 to go. First half in Columbus. Rick Pitino. Meanwhile, here in Columbus, 1:07 to go in the first half, and Shaka Smart's team leads by 6, and some pressure here by the Catamounts.
And, you know, he's just not happy with their defense right now. They're not getting, they've only got 11 deflections in this game. He wants to get 16 at least by the half. And Vermont's been comfortable, only 5 turnovers.
And on the offensive end, Marquette has missed 5 of its last 6 shots.
Yeah, Vermont's defense has been good in this first half.
Ross for 3. Iguodaro, the offensive rebound, trying to go right back up with it. He does, off glass for 2. And now a 7-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, and the Vermont bench is saying, let's slow this one up.
Yeah, they're going to try. Oh, great defense there.
Takeaway by Ross. Prosper 2-on-1. The lob! And a little too much, but a foul is called. Wow. And Vermont not happy about that. It's going to go on Aaron Deloney.
Well, let's see what happens here. It's a great steal. And wow.
Ooh, he didn't touch him.
Oh, did not touch him. Great job by Deloney faking at the passer. And you can't tell me that Don, the official, doesn't know he made a bad call.
We got an interesting dynamic here in the building because Vermont has a good support section here, but a lot of Michigan State fans who were here for the first game, and they're rooting for Vermont.
And Deloney did that was picture-perfect defense on a 2-on-1 break. Fake it the guy who's got the ball, and then get to the other guy and make that guy make a bad pass, and that's exactly what happened, and they got burnt for it.
Big swing here as now Prosper has one more with 21 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, if they get the ball back down 8, they'll take the last shot. Wow.
Saved in the corner to Ross. Final 15 seconds of the first half. And Shaka Smart has one timeout left. He's trying to use it. They can't hear him. And now he's got it in with 9.9 to go. Marquette with the ball up by 9. Here in Columbus. John Becker enjoys a good golf game, but I know one of his partners, he's got some bad partners when he plays. 5 seconds to go. Kolek for 3. No good. And the rebound to Vermont. Deloney, no. So Marquette, the 2 seed in the East, goes into the locker room.
Turning the ball over offensively. Look for Vermont to try to push the pace offensively to at least get a look in the paint at the bucket before they rely on their 3-point game.
Well, it's pretty good. He's upset with turnovers. He's only got 5 in the first half, so he's a perfectionist. Nothing wrong with that.
But 5 on their final 10 trips of the first half, and there was a big swing of momentum late in that first half.
And when you're a guy, your team only averages 9 a game, certainly you're very particular about turnover.
Barreto, jumper. And the rebound grab by Kolek, who was a little bit off in that first half. Just for Kolek, he was 3 out of 10, but you did see him go out with the bruised thumb briefly. Iguodaro turnaround in the paint is good.
And they've done that 3-4 times. The paint has been a problem. That's 22 to 8 in the paint. Marquette is one of the best in the country. They average 40 points a game in the paint. You got to do something to stop that.
Iguodaro, a member of the Big East, second team in their postseason awards. Duncan inside with the left hand.
I'll tell you a way to try to stop it is play a little zone. I mean, Vermont doesn't play much zone, but you might need some zone against this team, especially if they're going to keep going in the paint on you. There it is again.
Mitchell cuts in the paint, but no good, and he's a little slow to get up, hobbling down down the other way. Barreto left alone, and he's fouled on the 3.
Wow, that's Colik.
And that is number 3 on Tyler Kolek.
He's got to come out. Not a good foul.
So David Joplin hops off the bench for Marquette, and Kolek will go to the bench just over 1 minute into the second half.
And he's probably got to sit for 8 minutes because this guy can't get his 4th. He's certainly sitting for 6 minutes. Shaka's asking for a flop.
Mondays on CBS, join the newest NCIS teams. They investigate crimes involving military personnel and national security. It's a new episode of NCIS Hawaii, Monday at 10/9 Central on CBS.
You know, there's always potential for a game to get interesting when Tyler Kolek goes out.
Lead is down to 7 with Kolek out of the game.
Same thing.
Iguodaro in the paint.
Got to do something. Got to double him. Got to, fake at him. You got to do something.
A dozen for Oso. Sullivan for 3. It won't go, and Iguodaro is there for the rebound. Sullivan's just 1 for 5 today. The American East Player of the Year. Oh, spin move, Joplin. And he missed it. Duncan is fouled. Foul's going to go on Stevie Mitchell.
I don't know, Vermont's got to do something about defending these back downs into the post.
Penn, off-balance shot is good.
Tough shot.
11 for Dylan Penn.
He's the one guy in Vermont that can drive it, and that's why he needs to keep doing that.
Mitchell will take a three. Way off the mark. Long rebound out to Veretto. Hands off Penn. Racing up ahead. Leaves it for Gibson. His three.
Kam Jones this game, one shot he's attempted the whole game.
2 fouls in the first half. He was limited in the first half. They need him now.
Yeah, he only played 8 minutes.
Mitchell is fouled on the baseline. That's going to go against Dylan Penn. That'll send Stevie Mitchell to the free throw line. Shaka Smart had a great quote about Mitchell. He said, if you cut him open, you'll find championship level DNA. He's not their highest point scorer, doesn't rebound like many others, but he is the heart and soul of this Marquette team. Best Coke ever? Only one way to find out. Take a taste. Season-long 9-game win streak for Marquette. And one more win today would set the school record for single-season victories with 29. Mitchell gets a nice hand as he goes out. Some full-court pressure by the Golden Eagles.
They have such versatile defenders that they can switch all these screens, no problem.
Gibson lost it. And recovers with 10 on the shot clock. Duncan trying to go at Iguodala, and he wins that matchup.
Good move there.
Evansville, Indiana native Robin Duncan. A 5-hour drive from here in Columbus. Dylan Penn, also an Evansville native. They were on rival high school teams back in the day, and then it was Duncan who helped recruit Penn to come to Vermont after transferring from Bellarmine. Joplin, no, and taken off the glass by Sullivan.
That's the second one that he's gotten in there at point-blank range and hasn't been able to finish it.
Just over 4 minutes gone by in the second half, and Tyler Kolek on the bench with 3 fouls for Marquette. No look pass, Sullivan, reverse, yes.
Patient offense there, and the breakdown came at the end of the shot clock.
The lead is down to 5, and the fans are stirring here in Columbus. Prosper trying to quiet them. They work it out. Oh, the blocking foul is called. A number of the referees in the stands thought that was a charge, but
for points, 8 of them have been in the paint. They were getting outscored in the paint 24-8 at halftime. It is now 24-16. They haven't made a 3, and they've climbed back in this game. You got to vary your game. Drive it, make the open threes, but they have to look to attack the paint too.
And they're getting back in it without Marquette turning the ball over. No turnovers in close to 13 minutes for the Golden Eagles. Iguodala's shot, no good, out of bounds to UVM.
That's the first one of those that Iguodala's missed. Now coming with that pressure again. They only used a little bit in the first half.
Kolek continues to sit. Sullivan passes on the 3. Now Gibson dribbles. Too strong in the rebound to Joplin.
I mean, that's when Sullivan's got to shoot. He's the player of the year in the conference. He's got to shoot that one.
The freshman Ross the other way. And Marquette continues to struggle here in the second half. They're just 2 for 8. Duncan scoops it up down low. A lot of traffic in there, and he'll send it back out, but it's stolen by Ross.
And Marquette's had 4 point-blank misses in the second half.
Kam Jones for 3. It's good. That's a big shot. And Shaka Smart just leaped up in the air.
Shaka didn't jump like a Division III player there, I have to tell you.
He got up there.
No, he was up there.
48-40 after a big triple for Kam Jones. Barreto, that's a deep 3. Rebound Jones.
Kam Jones can get a lot of things done very quickly because he's a tough shot maker.
Here he goes again. 2 more. And John Becker calls a timeout. Shaka Smart all fired up. Jones. You think he's excited? Yes. Look at that.
Come on, was he one of these Division III point guards that could dunk when he was at Kenyon College? I don't know. It looked like maybe there.
His family's loving it. Wife Maya, daughter Zora, and other members of Shaka's family watching his team go up by 10. In fact, with Kolek on the bench, Marquette has actually increased its lead by 3.
Kam Jones can get it going very quickly.
Gibson for 3. 7-3 of the day for Vermont.
That was a big answer.
Jones driving, and he draws the foul. Gibson, the Cincinnati native, about 100 miles from here in Columbus.
And Ross does the right thing. He fakes at the dribbler and tries to recover, just couldn't get back in time. That actually was pretty good defense by the freshman.
Foul was on Gibson. That sends Kam Jones to the free throw line. You can watch whip-around coverage of all men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with Fast Break, presented by Nissan in the March Madness Live app. Scan the QR code now to download. Let's check in with Jamie.
What did we learn yesterday about Kam Jones? He's the team goofball for Marquette. Little tough to coach at times in terms of the energy and goofiness he brings in practice. But Shaka Smart said he has swag, but he needs to have focus. He sings to the locker room guys before every game. Today he picked Justin Bieber's one time, and that 3 from the top of the key was one time. I loved it.
We have the same problem with our director, Andy Goldberg, lacking focus at top. No, Andy does a great job. Our entire crew, Jonathan Siegel, our producer, our statistician, Mike Notaro. Great crew with you here in Columbus. 8-point lead for Marquette. Deloney, a good 3-point shooter on the floor for UVM. He's got it here. Back to Sullivan. Extra pass for Barreto for 3. And a foul inside. And they're going to get Marquette for the foul. Shaka Smart looks perplexed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Called on Chase
Absolutely.
Ross.
Yeah.
Second foul on the freshman Ross.
Very aggressive low box out.
Well, Steve, Vermont has to get Finn Sullivan going. You said it, America East Player of the Year. He only has 4 points. And now the officials want to go to the monitor to look at that last play.
Yeah, I don't think anything happened there based on what I saw. Ross tried to box him out. I mean, he was in the air. I think he was trying to box him out, and then when he jumped, that's when all this happened.
Gene Steratore is with us. What do you think, Gene?
On these types of plays, what you have to take into account before you start to dissect is the player vulnerable or in a vulnerable position. And in this case, when you have an airborne player like that, he is by definition in a vulnerable position. So now, even though you do have a box out and a stumble, what you really have, though, is a player in a vulnerable position who is being undercut, for lack of a better way of defining it. Most times that would elevate a play like this to a flagrant 1 level, because this player is vulnerable and in that type of position. So the chances of injury, the chances of something that rise, then they increase. I would think, in my opinion, this is where you have to put a flagrant 1 foul on, because of the vulnerability of the player in the air.
Yeah, the way you explained it was perfect, Gene. I totally agree with you. I kind of thought it was a regular boxer, but when you were talking and then you see him move into him while he's in the air, there's no doubt that Fallio is vulnerable.
It is, Coach, and you know, if it's a regular box out and he hasn't left the ground, then right, it's what you coach. So that's what you want. But now when he becomes airborne like that and you're well underneath of him, his chances of injury, of falling, and those now rise to this level. And as unfortunate as it is at times for that player who's boxing out,
you got it right, Gene. Naturally,
Flagrant 1. Gene all over.
That's where they got to go.
Great call, Gino. So Shaka Smart is being informed of this decision. It'll be 2 shots and the ball for Vermont. Iliri Iofolia, the sophomore, is at the free throw line, the transfer from URI. Reason he wears 0 is because he had 0 offers entering his senior year of high school. 71% free throw shooter.
And I know Shaka's thinking about Tyler Kolek. This is about the time you start thinking about it.
Kolek continues to sit with 3 fouls and 12:43 on the clock. Six on the shot clock. Deloney has good range. Iofolia baseline, no good off the glass.
Wow, he had a great opportunity there at the end of the shot clock. Just couldn't finish it.
Iguodaro has it. Now Kam Jones, he's had the hot hand, and that continues.
And he really, it's funny because he kind of shot puts it from his chest, but he does not need a lot of space because he gets it off quickly.
9 of his 10 points have come here in the second half.
And that was not an easy shot. He was contested pretty good there.
Deloney can't answer for Vermont. Kam Jones has scored the last 9 points for Marquette. Great cut. About 11 in a row for Kam Jones. In the lead, balloons up to 12. Sullivan 3 and still can't get it going.
Great defense in the half court by Marquette. He's shooting that one.
Heat check? Not yet.
He wanted to.
Jones spinning inside. Tough shot for 2. Kam Jones taking over here in Columbus.
Second team all Big East. He's their leading scorer all year. This half-court defense has really picked it up a notch.
Deloney, and he draws the foul. Kam Jones on fire here in the second half for Marquette.
And he'll get it done from the three-point line. He'll get it done cutting without the ball. And he will take you off the bounce, too. Ago we were saying, boy, Kam Jones only played 8 minutes the first half, only took 1 shot. Now he's the leading scorer for Marquette. He is an explosive guy.
Vermont with 14 points this half. Jones with 13 as Deloney knocks in the first free throw. And Tyler Kolek is back in with 10:29 to go.
I thought around 12. I was off a little bit.
TJ Hurley returns for UVM.
They love starting with a dribble handoff to Kolek, just like that. And there he is again.
Oh, Kam Jones!
Set play after a timeout.
.16 after halftime for Jones. Sullivan. And Kam Jones comes away with it. Kam Jones feeling it. 2 more. Unbelievable. He has taken over this game.
Out of nowhere.
He scored the last 18 points for Marquette. .20 to go.
They're getting nothing in the lane.
And a takeaway. Jones up ahead. Prosper. Counted and one.
I mean, you see Kam Jones come off that down screen, fake inside, come back out, drops the 3, and then finishing there. And the finish by Prosper.
The bump from TJ Hurley, and Prosper has a chance at a 3-point play. On what's a very challenging day for Prosper and his family, because his sister Cassandra is at Notre Dame, and they are playing in the NCAA women's tournament at the same exact time.
What are the odds of that?
That Omax has a game. I thought maybe one parent would go to one and one parent would go to the other, and Kam Jones gets a huge ovation as he gets a breather. A 15-2 run for Marquette.
And not only are they doing it on the offensive end, but this defense, Vermont has not been able to get into the lane at all. These switches and the defending of the ball there, they stopped it right there again. Just can't get anything in the lane.
Foul on the 3, so Cam Gibson will shoot 3 free throws after David Joplin commits the foul. Tune into Inside March Madness and check out the play of the day presented by the Buick Encore GX. Gibson, the Cincinnati native, was expecting more than 30 family and friends in attendance. Said it was a blessing for his assignment here to Columbus, as it's difficult for his family to get from Cincinnati to Burlington to watch him play. So we're all excited to see Cam here in Columbus.
Deloney working hard at trying not to let Kolek catch the ball.
Prosper for 3. Sullivan the rebound. Duncan, nice move. Barreto extra pass. They're trying to get Sullivan going. Instead, Barreto for 3. And the rebound grabbed by Gibson.
I thought Barreto was open on the first one.
Now Sullivan for 3. Very surprising to see Sullivan struggle on St. Patrick's Day. He is 2 for 9 and 0 of 6 from deep. Mitchell. Way too everything going in for Marquette. Wide open. Nine three-pointers in the game for the Golden Eagles. And Deloney knocks that one down.
Well, that was a tough shot. The defense was good. Made a tough one. But if you make teams take those kind of shots, they're going to make some, but not going to lose by giving up shots like that.
Michigan State awaiting the winner on Sunday here in Columbus. And should be a very good crowd for that one based on what we've seen so far today. Kolek stepped out. It'll be Vermont ball when we come back. Marquette Golden Eagles about to get the legendary Tom Brennan and TJ Sorrentine from the parking lot as Vermont beats Syracuse 60-57. Sorrentine is now an assistant coach at Brown, and both Sorrentine and Kolek, Rhode Island natives. In fact, Tyler Kolek works out with TJ Sorrentine in the offseason, and Kolek told us yesterday that a lot of pride for those two guys from Rhode Island, small state, making it on the big stage. First Sorrentine back in 05, and now Tyler Kolek with Marquette. And a shout out to Tom Brennan, longtime Vermont head coach, watching back in Burlington. So much pride in his Catamounts.
Yeah, no doubt. Great guy. Another guy, part of the Rolly Massimino family tree, so we're kind of like cousins.
Mitchell from the outside. So in this half, Vermont is 1 of 12 shooting the three, while Marquette is 5 for 7.
And how about Marquette has 4 turnovers on the game, and Tyler Kolek has 3 of the 4. I mean, the whole other team's got 1 turnover.
And Steve, is it important for Kolek to finish this game on a good note going into Sunday? Because he has not had a good game today.
I think it is, but I think he'll be fine. I think he's just too good a player. It's one of those days he got the foul trouble. I think he'll be fine. Obviously, you'd rather that, but... And how about Marquette? Marquette has 1 turnover in the last 21 minutes. That's some playing.
Kolek 3 out of 10 for 8 points.
You just, what you hope more than anything else is that thumb doesn't swell up or something. That's what you really hope for.
Finn Sullivan back on the floor. We told you he's the America East Player of the Year. It's the 7th consecutive year that Vermont has had the Player of the Year in the America East. And the award is named for the late Kevin Roberson, who's in the UVM Hall of Fame. Not only a great basketball player, but a great person off the court.
That is one heck of a record. Oh, could have called the travel. Oh.
Iguodaro flips it in.
Curl. Iguodaro's man comes to help a little bit. Throw it up in the air.
Approaching 5 minutes to go in the game. Duncan muscles his way for 2. Jones thought about a 3. And they'll use a little bit more time off the clock. Here's Kolek. Tough shot. Not there. And knocked out of bounds to Vermont as we check in with Jamie.
Guys, Vermont is missing a special member of their team on this road trip. It's a 10-year-old, Dylan Schaeffler. Dylan signed with the Vermont Catamounts back in October through Team Impact, which is a national nonprofit that matches children facing illness or disability with a college athletic team across the nation. They become a member of these teams. He's got a seat on the bench. He's got a cubby in the locker room. And when their players get injured, he sits next to the injured guys to pick their brains as the games unfold. Dylan couldn't travel to this game, but he is at all the home games. He's such a fixture for this team and a true relationship with all the coaches. John Becker speaks of young Dylan so highly. So we just want to say hi, Dylan. You're probably watching.
I'm sure he is watching.
No, he has to. What a great job by Vermont. And I know Dylan is proud of the Catamounts' effort this season. Duncan banks it in.
Marquette going to look to slow it a little bit now. I guess, at least I thought so.
Joplin put one up quickly. I don't think Shaka Smart loves that.
I don't think so.
Now this will be a big win for Shaka Smart. He's probably not the kind of guy that would ever admit this, but he has lost 7 consecutive NCAA tournament games going back to his time at Texas. And again, he'll deflect all the attention to his team. That's just the type of person he is, but you know that's got to feel special for Shaka Smart.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it, but we always have to go back and remember VCU, first 4 to the Final 4. I mean, that was an incredible run that he led that year to be in the first 4 in Dayton and go to the Final 4 at VCU, not at a Power 5 school. Really unbelievable accomplishment.
That was 12 years ago now. Kam Jones, one of his rare misses in the second half. This will be Marquette's first NCAA tournament win in 10 years. Joplin's not shy about shooting these, and he's fouled on the shot. He'll have 3 free throws when we come back. Mark Gordon's Milkshake Bar in Indianapolis to celebrate. And you got a feeling the milkshakes are coming again their way. However, of course, who's beating them to it? It's Jamie Erdahl. Look at her go.
What?
She even has whipped cream for her victorious milkshake.
I am prepared for when I get to talk to Shaka after this game. You know, this is something he's been doing since he was at VCU. But it used to be because they would have long hours in the tape room studying film. He said, come on, guys, let's go get milkshakes after long practices, long days. Now it became after a win, and it's a celebratory function. And I frankly love it. What I find unfair is that this is for Shaka. I don't even get to eat this one. We only ordered a single milkshake. Who do I have to talk to about this?
Yeah, that's a great question.
It's rude.
I thought this was all about you, Jamie. Well, it's not even for you.
There was a food segment. I naturally had to volunteer.
Yes. No, I know you were on this story from the start. We'll see what Shaka does after the game. With 2 minutes to go. So the team that was picked to finish 9th in the preseason Big East poll is about to go to 29-6 on the year. How's that?
I mean, how about the job that Shaka Smart did this year? And no transfer portal. All these guys back from last year, and every guy just about doubled his productivity. It's unbelievable how he developed this program and these kids.
And anytime you talk to Shaka, it's all about culture and the way that he found ways over the summer and even leading into the season to get everyone on the same page, to get everyone connected. He thinks it's more important to have that than necessarily the X's and O's of your offense and defense. And they play connected. As Oso Ighodaro said, I'm playing the game I love with my best friends.
Nothing more important, I said it before, than chemistry in the game of basketball. Everything is quick. You got one ball, you got to play with one ball, and you've got to defend one ball. And you have to be connected on both ends. And he has unselfish kids. And the job that he's done as a coach and developer, because like I said, they were picked 9th for a reason. because the guys coming back averaged 4 points. Kam Jones averaged 6 points a game last year. Who knew he was going to come back now and average 16? Everybody's better than they were last year. Everybody.
Both teams emptying their bench with 1:29 to play. A couple of walk-ons on the floor on each side.
And I'll tell you what, that is going to be one whale of a game on Sunday. Michigan State, Marquette, wow. A lot of pride from both those teams. Those two teams, they're both going to want that bat. And plus, you got a chance to go to Sweet 16. But that's a biggie.
Takeaway by the walk-on Michael Kennedy. Kennedy gets it back, and the entire building wants him to shoot.
He's going to try. Well, it looked like he was going to try. Fire!
Oh, Jones spinning. And then Marquette turns it over. And the other way for two is Sam Alamuto, redshirt freshman from Ontario for Vermont. Kennedy's a senior and has not scored in his career. Oh, that would have been something. Very impressive for Marquette and Shaka Smart. He had lost 7 consecutive NCAA tournament games. That streak is over, and the Golden Eagles are going to the second round. Kam Jones, the difference in the second half. He had 1 point in the first half. 18 points in the second half to lead the way for Marquette.
And you know, their defense, Andrew, was really so good in the half court in the second half. Vermont couldn't get a good three. They couldn't get a drive. These guys were covering everything, the way they switched those screens. And, you know, besides what Kam Jones did, no question, but Iguodala defensively can do so many things for them.
And Steve was just talking about it. What a matchup coming your way Sunday from here in Columbus. Michigan State and Marquette for a spot in the Sweet 16. 78-61 the final. The first tournament victory for Marquette in 10 years. With Shaka's family sticking around for the weekend here in Columbus. And Jamie's with the winners.
Kam, congratulations. You're moving on in the NCAA tournament. Your offense kicked in the second half. What changed?
Coach just told me to be myself. I was frustrated with myself missing free throws. I gave up a cut on defense. He just told me to take a deep breath. I mean, just be myself and go out there and play loose. That's
so unlike you because you're a guy that has so much fun playing basketball. So how do you get yourself there mentally to make that change?
I always had the same mindset. You know, I hate feeling like I'm letting my teammates down. So I feel like with that cut, that gave Vermont momentum. And I just wanted to come out, you know, kind of make up for that. And, you know, I know they believe in me, so I'm just coming out and playing my game.
Coach, defensively, you put the clamps down on a team that loves to shoot the three. Your pride factor in something like that.
Yeah, our guys played with good fight, and we continue to give multiple efforts. Vermont's a good team. They kept coming, but I thought over the course of the game, the guys' willingness to play for one another and put consecutive stops together gave us a win.
I know for you personally, the NCAA tournament, there was a win out there that you wanted to grab. Does this one feel good for you?
It's not about me, it's about us. You know, I've never been around a more connected group of guys, and we came here to win today, but we're not done. So we want to move forward and get ready for the next one.
You know, I feel terrible because I only have a single milkshake for the two of you. Who does it get to go to, Coach?
This goes to you, because we're going to have our milkshakes back at the hotel. I want you, on national TV, I want you to take a sip.
You don't have to tell me twice, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Victory, it tastes like victory.
That's right. That's victory, baby. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. This is awesome.
In the end, it all worked out for Jamie. She got her milkshake.